Yeah, it'll be good for the Blue Jays. You don't have to worry about that. The Blue Jays, maybe a sweep this weekend.
Yeah.
Feeling a sweep?
Sure. I know nothing, but
what does a sweep mean?
Sweep means they're going to overtake everything, right? They're going to have a clean sweep. They're going to get everything they want.
Right, exactly. All the dubs. So today was a good day for the market if you're looking for a couple dubs today. I mean, the NASDAQ though, basically flat, not bad to end the week. Were we green on the week or not for the NASDAQ? Let me just have a quick little look at that one. And yes, we were, because, Adara, we took out all-time highs again.
Oh, yeah.
So we're right there right now as we close the day, basically right at all-time highs. So congratulations to everybody who was able to get long at something this week. What broke out right now? Look at this candle in silver. Silver and gold, silver and gold. You know, everyone's favorite commodities seem to have been gold, but right now silver breaking out back up to the upside. So that was a big one. We discussed uranium with Neil at the end of the day. It looks like that's starting to break out. Shout out to Mike Edwards from True Trading Group as well. I agree. I never want to buy. Neil was talking about buying things as they break out through highs. This is looking like it wants to do that. So get ready for a potential. Where's that bull? What is it called when you get that? When a bull sort of stabs you?
I don't know what it's called, but it does that thing.
Yeah.
With the horns.
You want to be a matador?
I don't know. I think that would be very scary.
You take off your jacket and then you wave it, but it's green now. You had to have a red one.
Yeah. See, I have enough blazers. I'm sure that we could, you know, be a matador at some point. But
so did you buy any gold or silver last couple of days because you're in the green blazer today? I mean, it's big movements to the upside here in commodities.
Yeah, great moves in commodities. I unfortunately did not buy anything in those names, but I know we've had a nice move in silver. Also, uranium, that's a really great look.
Yeah.
Yesterday, a couple of those names popped up, including Kamiko, CCJ. So that was a nice look. Today as well, as I was on the big desk, you know, trolling around for some moving stocks, there were quite a few uranium names moving. So it does not surprise me that, that those ones are up on the day for sure. I think that breakout looks nice.
We like uranium for sure. I want to thank everybody who's with us right now, and I thank True Trading Group for dropping in over 100 memberships there. The closing bell, of course, brought to you by True Trading Group. So grab these memberships right now. They might be all gone. They probably are. So, hey, hi-oh, silver away. Yeah, what was up with that? Maybe, what was the story on silver today?
I didn't even see a story on silver today.
Must be something. Up 6.3%. Let's just have a quick look at the heat map here. We are going to go to Q&A. So if there is any questions or anything like that you have for us, you can see we are going to, again, Adara, pick 2 earnings plays from this week that you want to talk about in the next couple minutes.
Okay.
I want to talk about Walmart.
I was going to say Walmart.
All right, then you pick something else.
Okay, so you pick Walmart, I'll think of something.
All right, so let's go over this real quickly right now. All right, the market recap for today. Come over and have a quick look. Nvidia down 2%, heading into their earnings next week, May 22nd. The market continued its descent, as we talked about, from its newest all-time high during Friday sessions. Both the NASDAQ and the S&P 500 started to fall to the downside, mainly led by some of these electronic names like Nvidia, Broadcom to the downside, Eli Lilly even down today, Abbott Labs, Amgen to the downside. Amazon, some retail names definitely held up today, but we did have Tesla and Apple both making moves throughout the day. And of course, Faraday Future, the meme stock, popping up today over $3, almost into $4, closing at $1 Faraday. Wow, we will review that. The energy sector, where's energy over here? There's health, technology, consumer durables, utilities into here. Energy minerals today, nice upside move as they outperformed today. 4 straight weekly gains there for technology. Oil also trying to catch a bump there. Nvidia, SMCI today, a little bit of moves to the downside. Micron also down that 2%. Intel down 0.5%. And then Apple right there, Adara, pretty flat. But look at the financials again. JP Morgan saying basically hold my beer because look at these guys straight up. To the upside goes JP Morgan and Goldman Sachs. Shout out to this Dow Genius component as Goldman Sachs, and the Dow Jones was at all-time highs fueled by Goldman Sachs, Apple, and JP Morgan. So some big, huge moves in financials. I mean, look at Goldman Sachs. Boom, boom. Like, where's the red candles? Barely see them here on the daily chart. Good day for them as they continue to go upside. Interest rate sensitive sectors such as TAN, downside again, fading off of solar news. SMH, I love SMH. I feel like they're the new transports. SMH pulling back in a little bit, of course. Semis, you like to trade SOXL.
I like trading my SOXL. Yeah, the semis are a nice look right now.
What color socks you have on? If you have green on, oh, no socks. Oh, I like the high heels. I got the high
Thank
heels
you.
on today. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Ramin's color socks.
Pink.
I was going to say pink, but I think that's too obvious because yesterday she had the pink.
Well, she's the pink sweatpants.
Oh,
But
she had them
I
on
like,
today?
No, not today, but I know she likes wearing pink on Fridays. So that's why I said maybe.
What's the Mean Girls thing? Is it pink on Wednesdays?
Wednesdays. On Wednesdays, we wear pink.
Oh, man. Man, it's pink on Wednesday. How did I shouldn't know that, but I do. One of my wife's favorite movies is Mean Girls. All right, I'm going to guess black. No, I swear to God, I did not see.
Well, we know the answer now. It's black.
When you on, baby. I got black on. That's actually why I suggested that because, you know, me and Ramin, we synced up.
Yeah.
We synced up. You know, we got our hoods on. You know, we're doing all that.
You have your hoods on.
You know. All right, Trader TV Live. Get your merch somewhere. I think it's on YouTube. I don't know. All right, I keep saying we should sell more merch, but I don't know. All right, the one sector that's been down for a little while, down from its highs. Last week we got that question about what sector do I like. I'm still sticking with gold. We talked about gold last week at 216, GLD today 226. But you know another one that I like here? XBI. I mean, honestly, some of these coming through, the biotech health index. You could also grab XLV if you want more, the health sector fund for healthcare. This busting out to highs. You might be a little late on this one, but XBI, again, more interest rate sensitivity here as some of these lower cap names, they need more money to sort of invest into R&D and production of these biotechs. So at some point, I think this name gets back going, especially if we do get a pullback in rates, which should be coming up very, very soon. Okay, so just quickly, this week we did have some big earnings reports, right? We had a good report from Walmart. Why I want to talk about Walmart is, look at this move to the upside right there for Walmart. Something about 930, Adara. There we go. I just told her. So right there, 64.50. Nice upside move as Walmart taking out highs. Again, the thing about Walmart is twofold. We know their consumer is more affluent. They talked about that. Little richer company heading over to Walmart. Everybody, Adara, no matter what your inflation situation is, you always want to get a good deal. And I just feel like if you're shopping at Walmart, you pretty much know that you are paying the best price. And I think that that's something Walmart right now taking everything out. Look at the weekly chart. Although I'm only in Costco, I'm not in Walmart. And I was thinking Walmart was not going to have a report that looked like this, but they did. There it is, blasting there to the upside. Good job on Walmart. Look at the weekly. I mean, this just goes to show you, buy solid companies. Watch out for these dip buys. I mean, obviously that's going to come into 2022 levels there. COVID down there didn't even really dip that much during COVID. And why? Because they're one of the only stores either allowed to be open or that was open during COVID. So they took advantage of that move. Then a little bit of a depressed move down there into 40 bucks and now back up to $64. So, all right, I liked Walmart on the breakout. I really like retail names such as Walmart and Amazon because they've really started to grow their exposure online, obviously, especially Amazon and now Walmart. But was there an earnings call? I don't mean to put you on the spot. I can say another one.
I thought of one. And now I feel like I did this assignment wrong because I picked Under Armour.
You didn't do it wrong. That's perfect.
But yeah, no, I think what's interesting about Under Armour too is you would have thought this thing would have fallen, and it did. Look how much we fell below that $6 level, then come right back up. Pretty much, I think by around when we opened. And it's worth noting here too, Under Armour actually did beat across the board here. The biggest issue, and it is a pretty big issue, was that full year, fiscal year 2025 adjusted EPS forecast, 18 cents to 25 cents. We were expecting 59 cents, so that was a pretty rough miss here. But I mean, look at this. We're still holding pretty nice support at that $7 level. I'm not saying this is like an immediate buy or anything like that, but I think it's interesting to look at the fact that we didn't actually have that move down that we thought we might. Sales themselves were good, although expecting a 15 to 17% decline in North America, definitely not great. So I just think this is what I want to talk about because I think it's kind of an interesting look.
Is Fabian out of here? Yep. Fabian, have a good weekend.
That was
Ram. Is Fabian out of here? Yep. All right, let's have a good weekend, Fabian. No, I'm coming back. All right, hey, you might have just hit something on the head right here with Under Armour. Look at this weekly chart. You're right at the bottom of this weekly chart right now on Under Armour. So, I mean, if you talk about this, we just talked about October bottoms there for Walmart. We have that same level of $7 coming into play. Look at this. Look at it. October 20. October's a bad year for Under Armour, or bad month for Under Armour. Look at that, lows there in October 22, lows in October again of 23, I guess Q2 reporting, and then lows right now back in April. So bucking the trend, still going lower. To me, Under Armour is a buy, but we got to break through whatever this level is right there on Under Armour. Let me find out exactly what that level is for everybody. Yeah, $9. I actually like a $9 break on Under Armour. Nice. Days to cover 2 with a short float of 10. Decent level there. So good look on that one, Adara. I really like that Under Armour look. Good call. There, you did not. Assignment, success.
Thank you, appreciate it.
On that one. I do want to bring everyone's attention to a sector that sort of flailed a little bit over the last 5 years. Weed.
I was not prepared for the 5 years coming after that.
Yeah, I could probably even go a little longer than that, but you go back all the way up here to December of 2020 when MSOS was $53. We did get as low as $5, so that's pretty big wealth destruction. But now you're trying to get back up to the upside right now, and this chart actually doesn't look that bad, trying to hold the 50-period moving average as we wait. Fabian, you have Monday off at all or anything like that? It's a long weekend. No, you got next Monday off? Oh, government stuff. Okay, we're not talking about government stuff, all right. I don't even know. What does that even mean? I'm doing government stuff. Oh, renewing stuff. Very, very. Oh, your birthday coming up? Okay. That's in December, okay. 'Cause I thought maybe your healthcare, like all that stuff registers.
Are you a Capricorn? Oh, Sag. Okay, cool. No. Oh, okay, nice.
We've lost. We'll say that for Q&A. That's a good Q&A, though.
That is a good Q&A, yeah. We'll
I'm going to ask you your sign.
Okay, I think I might have given it away there, but yeah, let's do that.
Okay.
Let's do that.
Okay. Oh, Monty G almost got banned, by the way. He said that he said that there was one. You can't even get a dislike on this show. Right there. Oh, now getting blocked. What's up, Bob Ross? No one's getting blocked on this show. AMD going up and down again. All right, so good earnings calls this week. Look, we had Mike on from True Trading Group. I just want to go over the cues real quickly here. Look, I agree with Mike a little bit on the call. Be patient. Waiting for your positions.
Yeah.
The market seems to be a little heated. You do often get pullbacks, Adara, when you hit key levels. An all-time high, this all talk could give a little bit of juice into the downside. But at the same time, we're now through earnings. We got one major one left. Adara, tell them which one it is.
Yeah, it goes by a little name of Nvidia. If you maybe have heard of it, no, I'm joking. Nvidia. And this one honestly did brush up against its all-time highs around that 970 level. We were talking about this with Daniel Shea yesterday as well in the market recap. Definitely check that out. But basically, the fact that we did we were below 800 briefly at one point after that nice move. But now we're just kind of floating around near that 950.
I was going to say, great call. Actually, Nvidia hit bear territory.
Oh, yeah, it did.
Because down 22% from its highs was Nvidia. It got into bearish territory there.
Did.
So that's what that means whenever you get down 20+%. So there it is right here for Nvidia. I mean, to have sat there, we were sitting here talking about the only name we want to buy was Nvidia. Come over to the chart just real quickly here, Ramin, and then we'll go over and do what everybody's here to wait for. That is the Q&A. So we'll do that in a minute.
Yeah.
But there's 750 right there. Had an opportunity to buy that dip, but you know what? If we go into a daily chart, you're going to see that opportunity does not last very long. Basically 2 or 3 days, nice flush down. Then just after that, 3 days later, you're back to 830. So again, another dip into 789 and then off to the races. For me, I mean, we could drop some anchored VWAPs. I'm a little nervous about the Nvidia report. I mean, I think the report's going to be fine. See you, dude. See you, Fabian. I do think that we are going to have a little bit of a problem moving forward on a guide. So let's just see what happens for that right now. All right. Are we ready? It's Trader Talk with Adara. All right, so this is a Q&A. Where did I put the chat? I want to say to everybody right now, and I know Bears vs. Bulls has already been getting the questions. So if you have a question for myself, Ramin, or Adara, put them in the chat.
Oh, yeah. Also, I want to shout out this lovely comment from Ramin in the chat. Ramin is one of my favorite chat. We love everybody participating in the chat. Whenever you get a Ramin chat, you know it's going to be a showstopper. You don't always know what it is.
For sure.
But it's going to be great. And today she drops 2K watching. 2K likes, and I'll cameo in the recap show. And then Bears vs. Bulls holds her to that and is like, oh, we just got 200,000 likes, trust me. So now there's a fun little back and forth. Ramin calling Bears vs. Bulls a gaslighter, great times.
All right, here it is right here. 500 likes, 2,200. You want Ramin to come right here, right in between us. So right there, 500. We need 1,500 more likes. I don't know, that might be tough. But maybe we can change it to 1,000. We should change it to 1,000.
That was the point. She didn't want to go on. Yeah. Also, like the Ramin laugh is amazing. That is just, she's having a good time. Shout out.
Yeah. I mean,
also, shout out to Fabian, who's gone now.
Yeah, shout out to Fabian at all times. Okay, for Q&A right now. All right, so the first question and answer just comes from Michelle Muir, and it's a pretty simple one right now. I'm going to assume it's maybe for me, but it could be for you. Right here, Michelle Muir, come to the chat. We'll check that out if you're on subscriber right now. Check the chat. Can you have them? She says, sorry. Look at Caterpillar or Deere. So, all right. So Deere came out with earnings, Michelle, and this is a name that you talked about Danielle Shea. This is a name that she really likes. I always talk to her about this. I like the dividend in Deere, although I looked it up, it was only like 1.7%. But again, they miss on earnings, but guess what? It falls right into the 200 period moving average. But the thing is, that really hasn't mattered that much for Deere in the past. You've fallen back into this 360, 350 area. But I actually really like the name. I think with a China rebound and some agriculture, food scarcity and so on and so forth happening around the world, food sovereignty, I feel that the more and more technology that gets built into some of these tractors and that industry, the more efficient some of these, farms are going to become, and therefore hopefully fixing some of the pricing and more coming for both Caterpillar and for Deere. But if you're going to choose one, I would choose the name that's actually been working a little bit better. And for me, that would be Caterpillar. So they're both very expensive at these levels. Caterpillar probably a little bit more so. But again, up near the 50-period moving average, I think if you're in Caterpillar right now, you can go back to earnings and say, you know what, if I go long at 350, out in and around 330. So I do like those levels for Caterpillar. I think you got some good support. That's the earnings low that came back into play there of 330. So whenever you sort of get double bottoms there, feel a little more happy about that as opposed to Deere where we haven't really found support except for about $50 lower in at 350. Do you have any opinions on that?
Yeah, I was going to say with Deere, I'm going to pull up this chart so I can reference it, but I saw something I kind of found interesting. Perfect. On that daily chart you pulled up. So let me look at my daily chart and see if I can find these levels. Yes, okay, here it is. So this bounce at 395, I don't dislike. We've bounced here a couple times. That being said, we are kind of in a range. I think if we can break above that 415, ironically, this is where we fell from. Right. Now twice, especially after earnings. I think if we can break above that 415, this could be interesting. The fact that we fell so aggressively, and look at this volume on that fall, this move down that we got yesterday on earnings, I think the fact that we still fell within that support of 395 isn't a bad look. I think if we can break above that 415 out of that range, I like it.
That was a ridiculous amount of volume yesterday, actually.
Right? That's what I said.
That kicked in. I wonder if that's even off, but that might be good. Okay, yeah, thanks, Adair. Yeah, good analysis there. I didn't even look at that all-time or that high of 415. Okay, so next one. What's up to Bob Ross? Might not be the Bob Ross.
But it's a Bob Ross.
It's a Bob Ross. That's all that matters. And could be the Bob Ross. Aside, I'm going to ask this to Adara, and then I'll answer it after. But aside from morning prep on the charts and things like that, Bob Ross wants to know, and if you come over here, you can check out our chat as well. The light hits this. I'll have to put my hat up at least like this. What are some of the important things you do to de-stress and get ready for a profitable trading day? So do you have anything in your routine potentially? And I know you're really busy in the morning doing all that, but maybe let's break down the routine maybe because you're going live at 11?
11, yeah.
Yeah. I should know that. So what do you do maybe between like 10 to 11 to maybe get ready or even closer to that? Any sort of routines that you potentially have? So
really from 9:30 on, when I get in the big desk, obviously, of course, I'm focusing on delivering news, right? But if there's any news I see, any charts I see that spark something in me, I'll file it away. I'll either put it on one of my side charts back at my desk because the desks are pretty close to each other, or I'll add it to a document, but I'll have my eye on certain levels. Or I'll even yell at Sharif like, oh, I like that level, and then I'll remember later, right? So that's usually what I do. 10:50, once I'm done money talks and I'm preparing for my 10-minute transition, what I'll do is I'll go get myself a nice, shout out to Ramin, who gave me this recipe. You get like a tea and then you put some espresso in it. So it's a nice combo of caffeine and tea. So it's kind of like a latte, right? So I get that. Then I'm all ready to go.
Is that kind of like a latte?
Well, there's milk in it too, I should have said. And then you get all energized, you're ready to go. It's like the nice combo of caffeine that I need to stay awake and like, a nice amount of calm. And then what I do is I've done a little bit of charting usually right before 9:30 as well, like for a couple minutes. So I know what levels I like. Then I'll start looking at my charts, finding stuff I like. I will be honest, I am not very good at the distressing and planning part. That's something I want to come into heading next week because I find I have a horrible tendency to get involved in trades in between 10:50 and 11 when I really shouldn't. So I want to be honest with you about that. But yeah, I think I'm trying to find a routine, and I'm excited to keep developing my routine. What is your routine? I know you have the sticky note.
Yeah, great question. So, I mean, as far as de-stressing, I mean, I think it's more, for me, the question for de-stressing, because we've talked about what my routine is, and it's just looking at charts and figuring out what's in the watch list and things like that, and to move forward, to find the best levels and whatnot. But for me, I honestly think that you always hear this and it's kind of just a joke, and we always say like, oh, I go for my walks and all that kind of stuff, but I really do I call my wife like 3 or 4 times a day, and it's just like, hey, what's going on? Just talk about something else, because if my mind, and I spoke to my mom today during lunchtime, things like that, brother-in-law, friends, things like that. I just like to get away from the environment a little bit, because you can just be overwhelmed with things. So I just feel like, before getting ready to trade in the morning, driving in, listening to sports, or even listening to whatever podcast is on my mind at that time. So those are the little things I do to not always think about the business, but at the same time, I always think about this business. So,
I like that answer.
Yeah, and then honestly, doing other things. Like, as soon as this show's done, I'm going home. We're going out again tonight with the kids down to the game, so it should be a lot of fun there.
PWHL.
PWHL game. Yeah, it's game 5, so this means everything for them, and
awesome.
We're very nervous about it. So if that works out, that'll be fine. My wife, she's never really been nervous about anything sports related in her life.
Really?
And today is elimination game. It's gonna be 10,000 packed. The last time the Ricoh Coliseum was sold out was never, probably. And it's been sold out the last 2 times for these games, and it's super fun.
That's awesome.
And we're sitting right there, right on the glass, so it should be a hell of a lot of fun tonight. So,
that's so fun.
Yeah, we'll talk about what your plans are for the weekend in a minute. Do you have any other questions for me?
Yeah, so Monty G asking here, as a non-profitable trader, what was that moment when you were like, wow, this can work for me? Being directed to you, of course.
Yeah, so I was actually lucky enough to have made, basically when I first started as a prop trader, we don't talk about numbers now, but I made $6,000 in my very first month of trading. So this question for me, it was more like, just once you realize that you can make money, that's fine. I feel like everybody can make money doing pretty much many things, whether or not it's opening up your own restaurant or whatever it is. The word that I'm going to use now is, you got to, for me, the minute I realized that I was passionate about it, then I knew it was something I wanted to do.
I like that.
But again, someone else, management here at Real Trading and so on and so forth, actually was able to, I guess, identify that passion. And the next thing you knew, I was teaching. I hired Neil, to come through here. So the minute that I was sort of found, then I started just basically being groomed into the manager role. So I was managing a floor of like 60 traders when I was 23, 24 years old.
That's impressive.
Yeah, and that's where I brought on Neil and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, so I would just say, understand what you're good at and just go for it. That's my number one thing, whether or not it's gaming or anything. Like, just figure out what you want to do and then get going there. But the one thing about it, being passionate about something, that's not all. Because you have to also be passionate about something that can be a career. There's so many people that are passionate about art.
Yeah.
But can you actually go out and sell your art? Sure, there's so many artists out there. Give it a shot. But at some point, you're going to have to say, maybe I love the art business and I love being an artist. How can I combine them both and maybe open up an art gallery or something like that?
I like that.
So that's where sort of what this show brought was teaching people new things, trying to show the passion for this, trying to show real-time trading as well. So for me, when I thought this could work for me was when I was able to not only see that I can trade, but then also have this kind of relationship with traders and management and all that kind of stuff, and sort of put it all together. So
that's amazing, and that's like something that it makes me think a lot too, and it's why I'm so happy to be here, because it kind of combines. I screen write. That's of course one of my things I do, and I feel like this is a great opportunity to kind of combine that creative side and learn a new thing. And I mean, Rivian Millionaire was saying in the chat as well, like, don't you have some memory thing? Yes, I have an eidetic memory, so this is a nice job as well to kind of apply that to understand things. And I just think it's like everyone can find their intersection where everything collides. And I think that's, thank you for saying that.
And a lot of it too is it's like real estate. You got to have the right timing at the right place with the right people, So it's like just who you meet sometimes, and the opportunities that have been given to you. really is what matters. And I remember having to tell my dad, like, he was crazy mad, not mad, but just like, are you sure you want to take a job where you don't get paid anything? And I was like, yeah. All right, darkest dens. Next question. Thank you, by the way, Bears versus Bulls and everybody. We're gonna get to these as fast as we can.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you, Harry Lou, for that, and everybody there. And if it was good advice, just coming from my heart, so I appreciate that. All right, darkest dens. This is good question for you, maybe. Yeah. How do we gain the same, or how does he or she gain the same confidence in paper trading while trading with my real account? So, for me, how do you gain the same confidence in real trading that you had in paper trading? I don't really know the answer to this, to be honest with you, because I feel like you should just use smaller shares.
Yeah.
Because to me, paper trading and trading smaller shares is kind of the same thing. You know, yeah, I mean, looking down at the P&L and seeing like minus 30, 40, $50, it does suck and it does add up over time. But that's where I think that in paper trading, you shouldn't really be going live until you have confidence in the strategy.
I agree. Yeah.
So for me, it's more about, doesn't matter what simulation you're in, whether or not you're in sim or in live, you have to have something where you're at least 60%. I was gonna say 6 out of 10 days. Do that at least 2 or 3 times. And then once that shows positivity, then hopefully it's just a matter of flicking the switch. And then you just back away, use smaller shares and get that feeling again of trading in live. But I mean, you're just going through this now.
Yeah.
I know what you're gonna already say, but go ahead and say it.
Well, I think one of the biggest things is confidence. And, you know, as Shawn always says, I know I quote you so much on this, but a scared trader is a deficient trader. And I think my biggest thing is, I talked to, Shawnfident, be Shawnfident. But my biggest thing is my first week live, actually 4 out of 5 positive days. But A, the gains were very small. And B, I was risking kind of nothing. You know what I mean? I was just taking whatever trades I didn't care that much about. And then I was kind of falling into a bit of a slump. And basically what Sharif said to me, he was like, Adara, when you were in the sim, when you were scalping the mega caps, you were comfortable doing that. And you also were doing pretty well in it. So, and it's something you can do, and it's a bit of a more different skill set. So why don't you try going back to do that? I have had some losses this week, I'm not gonna lie. I'm down in the week. I also did get shut down for the first time on Monday, but I had trades I was more confident in. Like today, I felt comfortable, or yesterday, sorry, I felt comfortable taking an Nvidia long off the bottom of what looked like a flat top break, or flat bottom break, which was super risky, but it's like, I felt cool about it because I was watching. I was waiting and I had my levels and it worked out. So I think sometimes the trades that push you a bit out of your comfort zone can help. So basically what I'm trying to say is think about what worked in the sim and don't be afraid to mess up a little bit within reason as long as you have a plan for the trade.
I also think, shout out to Rivian Millionaire, who just put something in the chat right now, so I'm focused on the chat as well. It's the very last comment. Focus on one stock. Yeah, I would say focus on at least maybe a couple stocks, but definitely do not, like that's why my best trading days, and that's why I keep trying to tell everybody on the show, like I'm using a lot of shares here on AMD. Why? Because it was on the sticky note and I've looked at it and I believe in some of those levels and I believe in the story. So my biggest trades today were Tesla and AMD, and those are both names that we've been looking at all week. So I feel like every time Ramina's laughing, I always wonder what's going on. All right, so the very next one, I actually really like this question. The answers would be generally kind of confidence, but I'm gonna do something else. So D-Loaf says there, Shawn, question for you. If you had to start your career over and go back to being again in your 20s, what would you take one trade skill now that you have now back with you as a trader? Which one would it be? So it has to do with confidence, but you know what it more is now? It's like, now I'm not afraid to lose. So that's not really, is that confidence? I don't think that's confidence.
I think it's bravery.
Bravery.
Boldness?
Boldness.
Courage. It's courage.
Courage? Yeah, okay.
Courage.
Yeah, I would say, okay, courage, yeah. So for me, D-Loaf, when I first started, you're kind of entering things and you don't really know what's ahead. And I feel like I did not take enough risk because I was just happy building the portfolio and sort of like, but like now that I have more confidence and potentially more courage, then a trade that I like, I now can push.
Oh yeah.
Right? Because I've seen that happen. But before, I don't feel like I'm getting much of a better trader. It's just like I was more cautious. So for me now, the one thing that I wish I had more in my 20s, which doesn't really make sense, like now that I have a family and I'm in my 30s or 40s, not 50s. I should be more conservative now, but I find that I'm actually a little bit more, aggressive with risk now. When I wish that I was a little more risk adverse is what I'm more like back then, and now I'm a little more risk tolerant. So I wish I had a little higher tolerance for risk when I was younger, because when you're younger, there's less to worry about.
That's true too.
But instead, my conservative being was like, oh, I want to build my account and save money and this and that. But I wish I kind of YOLO'd a little bit more in my younger days. You're still young, so you'll be able to do that. Okay, Adara, what is your sign?
I am a Capricorn. People usually can guess this because of just my overall
4:30 already.
But I can't believe it's 4:30, but I am a Capricorn. And you are a Virgo?
Correct. Bob Ross, there it is. Scared money don't make money. So you hear me say that all of the time on the show, and I think that might have nailed it right there, because now it's all about making that money.
And I'm learning that from you as well, and I think that's why I feel like, more to have the confidence. I took that trade when Apple had that news. I shorted that, and I was thinking, I like this trade. It was kind of a Shawn-ish trade, but it was also one I felt confident in, because I think sometimes you see what you like, and as long as you have a plan for it, take it, and it works out.
Yeah, for sure. All right, it's already over 4:30. I mean, I got to scram because I have lots to do. But any more? You have one last question or anything like that, Adara?
Yeah, I mean, I guess if you could listen to one, and you just said podcast, if you could listen to one song to pump you up, to get you ready for the markets, what song would it be?
Oh, wow.
Because you know what I mean? Like hype song, right? Yeah. Oh, no.
I don't actually.
Like your trading anthem.
Yeah. I mean, I said this last week, but because it would be pumping me up, like I kind of like, I mean, I say this all the time. I like 99 Problems with Jay-Z.
I mean, that's great.
I like one of that. I think an ultimate kind of pump-up song, like if I was just to be, and this is a shout out to good old friend Barack Obama, when he came out to Lose Yourself by Eminem, it's kind of like dun, 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 dun. So things like that I think would be kind of fun. I really like, have you heard of Super Gremlin?
I have heard of it. I'm not familiar with it.
That's a good one there. Oh, there's one song. Do you know who Tizo Touchdown is?
No, I don't.
All right, everybody, your research is look up Tizo Touchdown, and the song is called Okay.
Okay, I'll listen to that.
Yeah, that's a really good one. What about yourself?
Yeah, I mean,
I like Kanye. I mean, I just saw Kanye in the chat. Oh my God, I'm missing so many songs. How about Power?
Power's a great.
Yeah.
Power's a great song, and I think honestly, every time
we've got all that power.
Yeah. Like that just gets you hype. And I mean, so that's a great answer. I don't know how you taught that answer.
There's so many there.
I love Good Life by Kanye as well. It gives you a little bit of you want to be all like bougie or whatever when you're trading. I like that. But also literally any song by Kendrick Lamar. All Right is, I just think that's a really powerful song. Honestly, my answer would probably be any Kendrick song. But all
right.
Yeah, I don't know.
Plans for the weekend, and then we're out of here.
Plans for the weekend. My friend, I think, is coming down from Hamilton, I think, so we're going to hang out.
Good.
Probably haven't seen him in like a couple months. That'll be fun. And then going to try to get some writing done and mentally prepare myself for these markets next week. What about other than the PWHL game?
Not much. We were just talking about this. So we actually bought a new power washer today.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool.
Dad life, holla. No, but actually my wife is going to be doing it. She's going to be, I think she might be, well, it's raining now, actually. So we have concrete in the backyard, so you got to wash through the deck and all that kind of stuff. Get ready for get all that spring out of there. Get ready for the summer patio season. So clean up the backyard, get that all going. A little bit of cutting of the grass and whatnot coming through. Yeah. We have a few sporting things. Hope to see my parents this weekend. We'll see if we can fit them in, but yeah, it's going to be a busy one. It's 4:35. Hope everybody has a great weekend out there for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Happy long weekend to everybody here in Canada. Adara, you don't get a long weekend. Unless you booked it off. Did you book it off?
I did not book it off. No, I have a couple weekends later. I have booked off.
But guess what? Next weekend we get off.
Next weekend too. Look at that.
Yeah, so we get next Monday off. So we'll be here on Monday. So for everybody here in Canada that's like, yeah, I want to trade Monday. Well, you can trade with us. We're going to be open here on Monday at 8:30. Go follow me and Adara at TraderTV, Shawn at TraderTV, Adara. Thank you, Bears vs. Bulls, for all the Q&A.
Thank you.
I know we didn't get to nearly all of the questions, but I think we did a great job. We'll do this again every single Friday on the Market Recap Show. So thanks so much for watching, and we will see you on Monday. Have a great weekend.
See you guys.
Ciao.